Hey guys, today we're gonna be doing how to make an A-frame survival fort, and I've already started. So this is how it's been looking so far. I've only been working on it for about 10 minutes maybe, and the design is basically you want a tree and like falling down. Usually you want it stuck between like two logs, and that's like an X, and then like on that your main support tree on top of that, so it's like wedged in between the two trees. You just want to make sure it's stable, so when you put like logs in there, these are really good. The big ones, they fill up more space, but then they're also really hard sometimes if you're just like working nothing. Luckily, I have a small little handsaw. I have a big saw. And I have an axe. And a little wagon, but probably not going to be using this. And I have a tarp over there. The axe, you'd be like splitting wood, or like, it's not sharp at all. You could carry this in your on your backpack. It might be a little heavy, but yeah, so far all I've been doing is cutting trees out of the way. There were trees right here which would have been in the fort, which would have really sucked. Then what you want to do first is find something like this, and then you look at it. You want to, like, any of these nubs, these are fine, but you don't want them under like that one is. And then just want to cut them all off, like how I cut this one off. This little one, I cut that off. And then you kind of just want to do a diagonal. See, if I take this off, you see that the design is kind of like diagonal down. And then like you just want to cut these. If you have a saw or anything, you want to try and cut up trees and sticks and logs and stuff, and then start just like diagonal them up the tree. You want to keep these on, the ones on the top, and then just cut the ones on the bottom off. The ones on the top will more like, if the log is like right here, it's gonna hold it, and it's not gonna slide down. And you want to start from the bottom, and then you want to see how tall you are, and then you want to start from the bottom and make your way up. So I'm probably gonna make it up to right about here. So, and then you want to like find somewhere where it's not too dense, but it's dense enough that you have a lot of resources. But if you don't have like pine needles, you can use grass, moss. Like, moss works really good. So I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna see you guys video 2. But before we go and end it, stuff that you could use for covering the holes is like what some people call old man's beard. Is quite good. Pine needles, if you're in like an area like BC, like east or southeast BC, southwest, or just like with lots of pine needles, these are good. They have lots of those around with our little bull pines everywhere. And then moss. Moss, I've heard, is really, really good. At the time of year that I'm in, it's really hard to get off the ground because it's frozen. But yeah, if you're like in the spring or summer, it's really good to have moss. It's always gonna grow back. You could use bark, stripping some bark off, put it between bark. If you don't like, if you have little holes, the water's gonna come through, but bark's gonna deflect a lot of it. There's gonna be a lot of sap. Your hands are gonna get dirty. Like old man's beard is hanging from a lot of trees. Usually you can get them from larch. Lots on larch. And I'm pretty sure fir. I think this is fir. I can't get a needle so because they're too high. Yeah, I think it's a fir because spruce is brown, I believe. Not much, I know, but yeah. And then pine needles, moss. You can dirt, but not really. I wouldn't recommend it. Bark. If you have a tarp, it's the best. Old man's beard. I don't really know what the actual name is, but I just call it old man's beard. And yeah, just like I always came out with a saw to start handsaw. It's not sharp, but it gets the branches off trees. I got there, and then some there, but I think I'm gonna go find 2 sturdy, big pieces of log like this, and put the tarp between them. Maybe use 3, and then I'm gonna tie them together, and then I'm gonna make them into a log cart. I'm gonna try not use that. I'm gonna use an axe. I'm gonna have my gloves on, of course, but yeah. You gotta wanna find somewhere that has sun, but also is a bit dense. Finding somewhere that has this in the winter is the best, because then you're not having to remove snow and then it's just dry, so you can just remove these plants. I forget what these are called. I totally forget. But yeah, just remove these and some grass, and then if you have a blanket or something, lay it down, sleeping bag. Grass and moss are really good for sleeping on. But yeah. Yeah, remember to like and subscribe on this video. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And watch part 2 if you want to watch. Keep watching. Watch part 2.